And for me, that is part of the existence of God, that I believe that there is a space in my heart that is only for God. There is a place where I get to, in my place of worship, that reinforce the existence of God in my life. And anytime we find ourselves trying to explain who God is, we don't have word. God himself is word. How are we going to describe him with word? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Jimmy here, Beyond Braids. I'm so excited to be back. I hope you're doing amazing. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. If you're not new, thank you for coming back. I watched this this is a reaction video. I watched this video on Cruise, was it Cruise TV? I'm gonna put their thing on my channel, so you also can, you know, check out the video I'm talking about. It's about religion, atheists and people that believe in God, those that believe in God and those that do not believe in God, in layman understanding. And what stood out for me from their debates back and forth, first of all, they are both knowledgeable, or I mean all of them are knowledgeable, especially the guy, I can't remember his name. I'll put his picture up here. He's so knowledgeable, and you can tell that he knows what he's talking about. And those other people that do not believe in God also were trying, and I think from their own point of view, they are waiting for something to make them believe in God. Their argument basically is, show me that God exists. After I have read the Bible back and forth, I was born into a Christian home. My parents are pastor, yet I can come out to tell you there is no God. And what they were trying to say basically is, it doesn't have to just be in the Bible. And if your argument is really going to be in the Bible, let it be something that I don't know, that I've been reading Bible back to back to back to back. I grew up with parents that are religious. We do this morning, night, like for me, I think it will get to a point whereby our explanation will not be the point where they will now say they want to believe that there is God. If after there's rain, all the physical attributes, the science in itself, for me, the sign in itself is a proof that there is God. Because where is the beginning of all of this? Where do we get this knowledge in the first place? It is I don't want to be complimenting what they are saying, because they already said all of that. But what I want to say in essence is, you don't have to have answer to everything. You will get to a point whereby maybe we are going to just commit their heart into the hands of God to reveal himself to them, to show them that he exists, to show them who he really is. For me personally, I've had two different encounters that I can say it shows me that not that there is God, but that I prayed and there is answer. Like, it is not what I did, it is not what somebody else did for me. It is an answered prayer encounter that I would say only God can do, twice in my entire life. And there is no back and forth that can argue that encounter away from me. There is no back and forth with atheist people that can tell me the encounter that I have does not exist. So if I find myself in an exchange of wisdom or exchange of knowledge, because I wouldn't want to call it argument, with someone that does not believe in God, if after everything that I've explained, I will not be absolute in everything that I will be saying, because the guy was so absolute, and that is the problem that those people were having. Like, okay, so who creates God? What crystal God? What spark? You don't know. And I think we should get to the point whereby we can tell them, if this is what you're asking, I don't know, but I can pray that God will reveal it. In fact, that is where we can commit their mind into the hand of God. Like, I hope and I pray that God show who He is to you. We see that Moses had that encounter. We see that Thomas, with his unbelief, like, if you are the one, let me feel your palm, let me these people are very knowledgeable, and they have lived their life to the point of, especially the kind of Christianity that we were practicing in Africa, in Nigeria, that it is Christianity of needs. It is Christianity of God will do it, God will do it, God will do it. Not really that way. I mean, I will not say in totality, but majorly it is Christianity of needs. Like, I have everything you're praying, you are praying for. You are praying for this, I have it. You're praying for that, I have it. Tell me what I don't have that will make me believe that there is God. And one of those things is peace and joy. That there is happiness is different from joy. Peace cannot be compared with anything. Peace is different from the peace of, I have good health, I have, peace is different. Peace and joy, I believe those two things are things that for me can prove the existence of God. Like, you can have everything that you desire without praying, yet there will be this vacuum in your heart that nobody, not even your parents, not your lovers, not your fiancé, nobody on earth can fill. And for me, that is part of the existence of God, that I believe that there is a space in my heart that is only for God. There is a place where I get to, in my place of worship, that reinforce the existence of God in my life. And anytime we find ourselves trying to explain who God is, we don't have word. God Himself is word. How are we going to describe Him with word? God Himself creates what we are using to explain. We cannot explain it. And I think this is part of why all of these people are walking away, because we cannot explain. If we cannot pray for God to show Himself to them, no word is enough to explain to them that these people, they just want you to explain your mind, explain your soul, explain everything, and at the end of the day, argue with you that there's no God. No, I'm not going to waste my time. I mean, you said you grew up with pastor, you read Bible from back to back. That is what I have basically that made me believe that there's God. So if you have gone through all of those, yet it's not enough for you, I would rather pray that God Himself show Himself to you, because at that point it is outside of my hands. And I believe that one of many things that make all these people not want to believe in God is the audacity that we have, that we can explain God, or that we know everything, or that yes, this you don't how can you explain God? You don't have to have answer to everything. You don't have to be absolute. Even God Himself is not. For me, I believe God is not absolute. We know that God is faithful. We know His attributes in the Bible, His ways no one know. There's so many things about God for me that I think that we don't know. Like, when He is coming, I don't know. Nobody knows when He will come and take us all home. When the world will come to an end, we don't know. That we can't be given absolute answer whereby, and I think if we're giving, when we're telling them to, like, I don't know that, I'm open for more research, more revelation from God. For now, I don't know that. I think it's very honorable. It will even open their mind to say, well, I can still be searching. Not that they will come to the point of say there is no God. He will give that space. Okay, mama, if we leave it open, it will not make them to close their mind, because there's so many things that we don't know. We in future, there's one thing I would love to do, to go to theology, to study about Bible and all of that, to know. Because for me, I believe that there's so much that we don't know, and we always come across very arrogant, like, oh yeah, this is what God is. It is sending people away from God, because you cannot be absolute about, even my parents, I can't be absolute about them. Did you know when they will ask people to come to the court to come and testify about somebody? If I commit crime now, you cannot come because you don't know. You can know a side of me I want you to know. And let me not even use that example. We might not know people the way we think we know them. Not to talk of God. No word, no explanation, nothing, no revelation is enough to say this is who God is. We know in parts. We don't know everything in absolute. And leaving this space open, we give these atheist people that doesn't believe in God, a space in their hearts to say, I'm still open. And for me, I think either their heart is open or their heart is not open. If God is ready to capture their heart, if God is ready to capture their mind, he does not need any permission from them or from me that is explaining God to them to do it. If God is ready to, get their mind, he will arrest it, and then he will, not that he will arrest it, like he will show himself to them. And the soul, the mind belongs to him anyway, so he does not need any permission to do that. If you want to use you for a greater cause, like, oh, I need you for this assignment, it is not in your hand to be saying, no, I'm ready, I'm not ready. So we don't know God in its entirety. We know attributes of God, we know behaviors of God, we know what the Bible tells us about God. We know God from the revelation that we've had of him. We know God from the encounter that we have had about him individually. We don't know when God is coming. We don't know the blueprints of what everybody's lives will look like. Only God knows that. When he's working with me, what he wants to achieve in my life, you don't know what you want to achieve in your life. There's so many in between that we don't know. That when we are arguing with these people, or when we're trying to let them see why they need to believe God, we need to be leaving space for God to even, because now we already tell them that this is what God, this is how God is. I don't know, it's a little complicated. For me, what I took away from their arguments or from their debates is that you cannot be absolute about God. You cannot use words to express God. You can try. In fact, from our own encounter, we can share our own experience, like, okay, so this is what my life looked like at this time, and this is how God transformed my life. And do you think all these people do not know many testimonies that they will have heard and all of that, yet it's not enough? And another thing that I think is, like my children now growing up, there are some answers that when they are asking questions, maybe I don't have the answer, and what I would tell them is, oh, I don't know, I can make some inquiry and let you know. And if you also come up with anything, let me know. I can't be with my full chest giving them wrong answer, thinking they will be children forever. And this is what I found out with children that grows up with pastors and all of that. No disrespect to pastor, they are always very absolute, to the point that when their children grow up and find out that they have been lying or they have not been truthful, then they want to be like, oh no, I'm not serving this your God. If this is what you call your God, I'm not serving. There has to be like we have to be very open-minded to say, this is what I think, this is what Bible says. Or if you don't, let's search, what does Bible says about this? This is what I think. So if you have something or other than this, let me know. We should be open-minded. We can't be, because what God is to me is not what God is to you. What God is, the aspect of God that I know is different from, it is still God, but we can't be we can't be absolute, right? We cannot. No, there's no absolute with God. And for me, I believe that word is not enough to describe God. He himself is word. Where does that word come from? You don't know. Who creates God himself? Nobody creates him. How did he come to an existence? There's so many mystery inside of it that we don't know, that if we are engaging with people, they will just make you be, they will want your brain to, knock. If with everything that they've seen, they still don't want to believe that there's God, you cannot make them to believe. Only God, the creator of their soul, the creator of their mind, the creator of their existence, can draw their soul back to them, show them who he is. help them to have encounter, to come to his knowledge. Being absolute can be sending people away from Christianity, because they'll be like, if you say this, but it's but this, but this, but this. But if you are a little bit open, like, oh, this is what I think, but if you have any other thing, let me know. You know, I've come to the end of this video. I'm just here to rant, like, stop chasing people away because you think you know God so much. I know you cannot know God more than God himself. You cannot. I've come to the end of this video. This is the second time I'm saying it, and I'm going to see you in my next video. Peace out.